I wonder why this happens. Did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not create a defense mechanism in the body with which the body can fight back? And at the heart of that defense mechanism, is there not an immune system? So it would look as though the immune system has collapsed. Gog and Magog's immune system have collapsed. And so a simple little insect bite and the body could not fight, could not defend itself. I wonder what causes the immune system to collapse. This is the detail I couldn't give you last time. Well, where does the immune system get its sustenance from? From a pharmacy? Oh no. The immune system gets its sustenance from food. Food, makan. And therefore food not only provides nutrition, but food also has a medicinal function to perform. Okay? So the great engineer, when he engineered the genetic composition of food, delivered food which could perform multi-dimensional functions. Okay? When Gog and Magog went into food, they said, we can do a better job than you did. So they now re-engineer the genetic composition of food, and then they deliver a new seed which can give a bigger crop. So you make more money. Every farmer in the world now wants the genetically re-engineered seeds because it's a bigger crop. I mean, you've done a better job than God did. You make more money as well. But as you eat the new genetically re-engineered food, if you don't believe me, go ahead and eat it. No, I'm going to stop you. As you eat the new genetically re-engineered food, and which is precisely what the supermarkets are selling, as you drink the milk from animals which have been injected with hormone injections, you don't believe me, go ahead and drink it. I'm not stopping you. As you eat the meat from animals which have been injected with hormone injections and which have been fed with genetically re-engineered feed, as you drink that milk and you eat that meat and you eat these vegetables, you get sustenance which provides nutrition, yes. But can it function medicinally? No. Because you have disturbed the internal composition of the food. And as you eat this food, the immune system grows weaker and weaker. Now the body can no longer fight on its own. And so the doctors have to prescribe something called look at that, you heard about it in Singapore. Look at that. Something called antibiotics. So that the body can be assisted. The antibiotics assist the body in fighting disease. But notice that as time passes by, the doctor has to be prescribing stronger and stronger antibiotics, and you're shaking your head. So you know what I'm talking about. Until eventually the immune system has collapsed. That is the tomorrow which lies waiting for those who abandon Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Meaning, they not only abandon the money which is sunnah. If you differ with me, wait, we have an appointment before Allah. If you differ with me, we have an appointment before Allah. I hope you hold on to your position as staunchly as you do now when you stand before Allah. We abandon the money which is sunnah, and we accept the paper money, and we abandon the food which is sunnah, and we accept this genetically re-engineered food, secular food. And this is why they all fall down and paralyzed, and by next morning they are all dead. This now is the end of Gog and Magog. world order now collapses. Those who control the world no longer control the world. But Francis Fukuyama didn't know about that when he wrote The End of History. It is now that the Muslim army will come out of Khorasan. And the Prophet said, when you see the black flags coming out of Khorasan, go and join that army, even if you have to crawl over ice. Because no one will be able to stop that army until it reaches Jerusalem. This hadith is in the Sunan of Tirmidhi. It's the only hadith I have quoted which is not in Bukhari and not in Muslim. And I gave you a gentle advice last night, which I'd like to repeat if you don't mind. I suggested to you, and please remember my words. When you search for the one who would be a guide to you, who would be a teacher to you, whose judgment you're going to trust. When you search for a leader, for a teacher, for a guide, ask yourself, is this the kind of man who will crawl over ice to go and join that army, which will liberate the Holy Land? If this is not that kind of man, then let me go search for someone else. Gog and Magog are now destroyed. The Muslim army comes from Khorasan, and the Muslim army destroys the state of Israel, liberates the Holy Land. Islam becomes the ruling state now in the Holy Land, and Islam becomes the ruling state in the world. Meaning, the Islamic State in the Holy Land can impose its will on every rival, on any rival. And the Son of Mary now rules the world from Jerusalem. This is about 50 years away from today. But between now and then, we're going to face the worst oppression ever in our history. What do we do during these 50 years or so? Remember, I'm making a guess. I'm saying that it'll take probably about 50 years for the water to dry up. It's a guess. I could be wrong. But during this time, oppression will be greater and greater. The war against Islam will intensify, because using the curtain of terrorism. How do we respond to it? What do we do? You cannot establish Islam as a state. No. They will destroy it. If I cannot establish macro-Islam, there's nothing that stops me from seeking to establish micro-Islam. Micro-Islam. Surah Al-Kahf is the one who tells me, when they have left no door for me, they want to destroy my faith. There's nothing I can do now but to give up my faith. That's what they want. What Surah Al-Kahf teaches us is, don't give up your faith. Give up their world. So the young men fled in the cave. Rather than give up their faith, they fled in the cave. What did the Prophet say, alayhi salatu wasalam? He said, the time will come when a man will have to flee to the mountain sides where rain falls and take with him some sheep and goats in order to preserve his faith. This is micro-Islam. I call it the Muslim village. Maybe amongst you who are attending this lecture tonight, who are 20 years of age, 21, not 60 like Imran, 20 years of age and 21 and 22, tonight a seed will be planted in your heart.